And while, yes, our outside circumstances do affect our emotional state, the truth of the matter is we can grab a hold of the wheel. We'll call it, we'll say we're in a vehicle, we're on a path, we're on a journey in this life. And our mindset is so powerful in the way that we're framing situations. So I'll share with all of you, recently I've been encountering some like particular challenges in my housing situation. And I've just been like reframing it like, thank you, universe, for showing me that my physical space needs to change. Thank you for this very abrupt message that I need to employ my masculine energy to start thinking about what fiery choices I need to make and action to really be in the alignment where I should be, because where I'm at isn't necessarily helping me to where I want to go, my vision for myself. So thank you, universe, for allowing me to see these circumstances. And so it's about framing, because instead I could be like, oh, the landlord, or oh, this and that, or oh, lack of opportunity, or whatever. We could go into all of those things, but how does that help me be free? How does that help me be sovereign? And that's a really important choice. Is my thoughts and or my emotions in any particular circumstance pulling me away from being empowered, pulling me away from my sovereignty, pulling me away from the ability to find freedom even in this breath? And that is just so powerful. And so I want to share that with all of you, that we are born free. And even though there's these things out here that want us to believe that we're not, we have to call it out as it is and be like, I see you. Hello. No more lies. I'm bringing the power back. And it's that simple, but it's not. I understand it takes time. And also it is really that simple.
Do you want to go into the meditation now?
Yeah, let's do a little breath. So I'll share just a small guided invitation into a moment of, if you aren't necessarily familiar with how to maybe access your authentic voice, or maybe quiet the overthinking mind that's bringing on all these nervous system activations because I'm afraid, I'm worried, I doubt, I question, versus feeling trust, being grounded. So the first thing is we want to connect to our body. And so we want to just really feel our body. So usually I'll say, take a moment to just settle into the space that you're in. So just take a moment now, wherever you are, just give yourself these few moments to just settle into the place that you are. And you can start practicing something like mindfulness, where mindfulness is a state of awareness and pause. That's all it is. So when we say connect to your body, be mindful, that's just saying, hey body, what's up? What's going on? And so you can breathe while you do it. You can close your eyes and visualize like you're scanning your body, like maybe one of those lasers going all the way through. It's connecting, and you're just allowing your body and your mind to have a connection in the moment. And then the other option to become in connection with your body is doing what's called tapping. This is a new term, but through an indigenous wisdom lens, we understand that we have energy points, meridian points, and connections in our body. And so when we tap, we actually are calling upon that energy to awaken. So usually what I do is I do some type of tapping on my chest. So let's do that together. Let's do a little tapping on our chest. We're opening up our heart space, which is the portal to the love.
Does there have to be a pattern?
Nope.
Okay.
Whatever feels intuitive. I like going up into my throat because this also is the point from which I speak my truth.
I felt I really needed to do that.
And then I like to also tap on my third eye. This activates my intuition, my connection to all that is, my receptivity. And so I like to tap there. And then sometimes, if I'm feeling a lack of motivation to take action, maybe I'll start tapping on my arms and my hands. Maybe I'll do that to my legs, to really just awaken the parts of my body that help me take action in life. And kind of honoring what we spoke of a moment ago around the masculine and the feminine energy, I'm really asking, as I tap on my arms, I'm bringing in my masculine energy, especially when I'm tapping on my right side, which is really the energy side of the masculine. I'm asking it to connect to my feminine and the intuition. And once we feel connected to our body, whether it's through mindfulness or whether it's through tapping, now we've been at least connected enough, our body and our mind, so we can just have a moment with our heart center. So I invite you to settle into your body and bring attention to your heart space. This is also the place where we bring in our life force energy through oxygen. So we want to just connect and intentionally bridge our thoughts with our body here. And we're going to connect to this heart space first with our breath. So let's take in a deep breath together, maybe breathing into the count of 5 or 6. And then holding it for a second, and you're really honoring all of the life force energy that is surging through our body with the oxygen, the way it activates our blood, and slowly releasing that breath. And do this breath a few times so that we can really start regulating our nervous system, allowing ourselves to become into a relaxed state. And as we breathe and as we connect to our heart space, this is the time for us to start communicating to the inner voice. We're not thinking with our mind, but we're directing our thoughts into our heart space. So if we're very visual, maybe we want to envision this space. And it can look like whatever we want it to look like. Maybe it's a beautiful garden. Maybe it's the clouds, maybe it's the ocean, maybe it's a beautiful space that you're familiar with where you feel comfortable, where you could feel free to express yourself in whatever way feels good and authentic. But take a moment to really connect to this space, directing your thoughts to viewing and listening to whatever voices are here. And so what I usually like to do is when I'm here in this space in my heart, I'll take in a deep breath. And first I start with gratitude. Thank you so much, body, mind, for all the experiences I've had, all the lessons, all the knowledge, all the people, places, and things I've encountered. And then I'm going to take in another intentional breath. And this time I'm going to forgive. I'm going to connect to all of maybe the sadness or pain, discomforts, disappointments, and I'm going to forgive all the people, places, and things that I've experienced, so that the fears and the sadnesses that are connected to that frequency can be at least pushed aside for a moment. And we're clearing the energetic fields so we get down more deep to our authentic truth. And then I'm going to take in another intentional breath. And I breathe out my mouth, because now I'm activating my voice, I'm activating my throat, where we get to start speaking our truth. And we ask our heart, what does it want to say? what message does it want to give? Is there something important it needs to say, or some message that needs to be seen? And I'm going to continue to breathe in breaths of life into that space, so there's enough positive energy to fuel that voice and my body's ability to listen to whatever message that is. So I invite you to take those breaths, allowing whatever voice wants to be heard to be seen. Taking in another breath. This time releasing all the things that want to be released, so that there's more space for more messages, more authentic expression. And sometimes when I'm in this space, I really go deep, and sometimes I even start visualizing myself in this space that I created in my heart, doing whatever authentically feels good. And sometimes I picture myself as my human self. Sometimes I picture myself as, a tree blowing in the breeze, whatever feels grounded and nurturing. But I envision myself free to express, move in whatever way I want, knowing that this space is expansive and it grows. As long as I keep breathing, the space gets bigger. And so if I need to stay in this space, breathing, creating more space for movement, I do that. And when I feel complete, especially if I'm in this place because I'm feeling worried or concerned or unsure about something, coming back to a place of power and truth, I always get my answers answered. So whatever message is coming through for you, bring it into your mind and put it into your memory bank. This affirming message, whatever it is. Then I'll take another deep breath. This time breathing out slowly, really settling calmly into this truth. And then if there's any lingering energies, I like to just kind of shake them off. So I'll shake my arms, I'll just wiggle my body, just to come back into my physical space and maybe shake off any yucky feelings that might have come up for me in that moment. And that is an opportunity to start the journey of coming into yourself to find the answers, to find the authenticity, and even if for a brief moment, to be freed from the overactive thoughts or the worries or concerns or the need to take action, and maybe you're tired and you just need to rest. Use that moment to do that. And I hope that this inspires you to practice. And if you try this, please let us know in the comments, how did that feel for you?
Thank you very much. Good
Until
job.
next time.
Yeah.